Let's open another document. Go to File menu and click Open. Select 8_p file and click Open. We'll try to make each of these logos. Let's start with the first one. Draw a rectangle and change its colour to grey. We choose the colour from the palette on the right. We already know that this palette is the default Corel palette. Each palette in Corel has 100 colours. There's also a way to pick a colour from a larger palette. Go to Fill Tool icon menu and click on the Uniform tool. Switch to Models tab and choose CMYK from the Model drop-down list. In CMYK, 4 colours cyan, magenta, yellow and black are represented by percentage value from 0 to 100. Most of the documents prepared for professional printing are made from CMYK palette, so when it comes to Corel, we'll be mostly using the CMYK palette. We can pick a colour right here from this palette. We can also define the colour by giving specific values. Let's put here 60, 45, 15 and 0. This isn't blue or a dark blue colour. It's a CMYK colour with values 40, 20, 0, 40. Right now a status bar is hidden, but let's bring it to the top for a while. Down here the CMYK colour values of the selected figure are shown. So we can always check the colour values right here. Well, it's just an interesting thing to know. Let's hide the status bar again. Switch to Text tool and click on an empty space to start creating an artistic text. Write ABC. As we've said before, these 3 letters are now artistic text. Type of the text can be changed by going to the text menu and clicking on Convert to Paragraph text. However, we won't do that now because we need artistic text. Go to Arrange menu and click on Break Artistic Text. This option broke our text into 3 separate letters. Now, we just move and position these letters. Of course, we haven't changed these letters to curves yet. Select all letters and make them bold. Let's now weld these letters together. As you can see, the weld icon isn't on our property bar. That's because we're working with text. We can always just go to Arrange menu, then Shaping and click on Weld. We can also bring to our screen Whole Shaping Docker. Click on Shaping option. All 3 letters are already selected, so let's click Weld to. Now, the letters are welded together. But those are not letters anymore. The process of welding automatically converted them to curves. Close the Shaping Docker. Of course, we could convert these letters to curves before welding. Then the weld icon would be present on the property bar. Select both figures and duplicate them. Now, trim the figure by clicking on the Trim icon. We can simply delete the yellow part of our figure. Another way to do that is to use the Combine option. We can access this option either by clicking on the Combine icon on the property bar or by going to the Arrange menu and then clicking on Combine. Click on Combine. This option combines 2 figures into one and deletes their overlapping part. In our case, the letters cut a hole in the bottom blue rectangle. Now, we'll set an outline for our figure. Let's set the outline width to 1 mm. This way it'll be more visible. We'll now change the style of this outline. All outline options can be accessed by going to the Pen tool icon menu and clicking on the outline pen. Right here there's a style drop-down list. Expand it. As you can see, there are many styles to choose from. Let's select this one and click OK. The style was applied to our outline. Let's choose another one. Of course, we can also edit and modify this style. Click on the colour with the right mouse button to set it as an outline colour. You can also change this in the outline pen options window. We can pick the colour right here from the drop-down list. Other elements on the Pen tool icon menu are just predefined styles and modes which we can quickly apply to our outline. So, the first logo is ready. Press Shift and F4. Now we'll create the second logo. By making these projects, we'll learn Corel and get used to its options by practice rather than theory. Hold Ctrl and draw a proportional circle. Remember that you have to release the mouse button and then Ctrl key. We've just created a proportional circle which will be one of the main elements of this logo. Now draw a simple rectangle. Select both figures and go to Align and Distribute. This is on the property bar. Click on the Align Centers vertically icon to align both figures. We can make the same thing with the keyboard shortcut. Go to Arrange menu, then Align and Distribute. Here we can click on the Align Centers vertically or just press C on our keyboard. I'll use this option by accessing the Arrange menu or by clicking on the icon on the property bar. This way you'll see what I'm doing. Now we'll convert this rectangle to curves. Go to Arrange menu and click on Convert to Curves. Switch to Shape tool and select these two nodes. We can also do that just by clicking this line right here. Select the two upper nodes. Now, click on Convert to Curves icon. Thanks to this, the top line can now bend. Is this line converted to curves? No, it's not. Let's try the line on the left. As you can see, this line was also converted to curves. But why? Why this option converted the line on the left and not the one on the right? Press Ctrl Z twice. Convert all lines back to straight lines by clicking on the Convert to Line icon. Now select the top two nodes again. We select nodes by drawing a selection box from left to right. This way the lines on the left were converted to curves. We can change this by clicking on the reverse direction icon. Make sure that the nodes are selected and click on the reverse direction icon. Now, click on the Convert to Curve icon. Let's see if this worked. Try the top line. It's converted to curves. Now try the right line. As you can see, the line was also converted to curves. Well, it isn't that important for us, to tell the truth. I'm never using the reverse direction icon. I just draw a selection box over the nodes I want to select. So why are we talking about this? Select only one node. Now, we don't know which line will be converted to curves. Will it be the top line or the line to the left? Let's try this. Click on the Convert to Curve icon. As you can see, the line on the left side of the node was converted to curves. Press Ctrl Z twice to undo the changes. Select the node again. Click on the reverse direction icon. Now, click on Convert to Curve icon. Now the line was converted to curve on the left side of her rectangle, but we don't really need to worry about that now. Let's make another experiment. Click once on the line. Click only once. Clicking twice will add a new node. Press Ctrl Z if you created a new node. Now click once on the line. Clicking once on the line will select only this particular line. So now we don't have to worry which line will be converted to curves. Click on the Convert to Curves icon. So this is a nice and simple technique which we can use when we want to convert only one specific line. Let's now shape our curve. Add a node in the middle and convert it to symmetrical node. Just play with it and the shape until you're happy with it. It doesn't have to be exactly the same as the original. Let's move on. Select both figures. Change the colours to yellow. Well, let's change the circle colour to yellow and the rectangle to orange. Now select both figures. We'll talk about these three icons: weld, trim and intersect. These icons aren't placed here in random order. Each one has a slightly different function. Let's try to weld the figure. As you can see, the figures were welded and objects that were a source for welding were deleted. Press Ctrl Z to undo the changes. Let's try trim now. Select the two figures. Because we've selected the figures by drawing a selection box over them, the orange figure will trim the yellow circle. Now, click on the trim icon. The figures were trimmed and the trimming figure, in our case the orange figure, wasn't deleted. Select both these figures and delete them. Let's talk about intersect. We won't talk about the rest of these elements. It's because these icons are just variations of the first three icons. Let's go back to our project. Select both figures and click on Intersect icon. Intersect created a figure out of the overlapping part of the two selected objects. Let's choose a colour for this part. We still can't see it because it's under the orange figure. We need to move it to the front. Go to Arrange menu, then Order, and click on to Front of Layer. So, now we have the intersect figure, and at the same time we have two original figures. Let's try it again. First, delete the intersect figure. Select both figures and click on the intersect icon. Of course, we're doing all of this with a white cursor. Change the colour of the new figure and let's move it to the front. Go to Arrange menu, then Order, and click on to Front of Layer. Now we can clearly see we've just created a new figure. This new figure was created out of the overlapping part of the orange figure and the yellow circle. Let's move on and make the next part of the logo. Draw a simple rectangle right here. Now, make the corners of this rectangle round. Click on the lock to maintain proportions. Change this value to 10 mm and press Enter. Let's make this rectangle slimmer and change its colour to blue. We've already said that we can choose the element which will stay in its place during the alignment process. The decisive part in this process is the order in which we select the figures. When we select them with a selection box, the figure that will stay in its place is the figure at the bottom. Select the blue figure, hold Shift and select the yellow circle. Go to Align section on the property bar and click on the Line Centers vertically icon. As you can see, the blue rectangle was aligned with the yellow circle. Click on the side to deselect the figures. Click on the blue rectangle to select it. Now we'll rotate and copy this rectangle. Go to the Arrange menu, then Transformation and click on Rotate. Click on the rectangle again. Now we need to input some values here. But what values? Click on the circle. Here's the x-axis value which we should input into the transformation window. Let's say that we don't want to copy or memorize these values. We'll try doing this in a slightly different way. Click on the rectangle again. Click again. Now we can move the rotation point just by dragging it. Go to View menu, then Snap to and click on Snap to Objects. Now we can easily position the rotation point at the centre of our circle. As you can see, the point was automatically snapped to the centre of the circle, and the centre prompt appeared. You can release the mouse button now. Change the rotation angle to 45 degrees. Set the copies to 1 and make sure that the relative centre option is unchecked, and click twice on the Apply button. Well, let's press Ctrl Z and set the angle to 30 degrees. Click twice on the Apply button. Well, we don't have to wrap the circle with rectangles. Let's try again. Press Ctrl Z and change the rotation angle to 35 degrees and click Apply button twice. We won't wrap the circle with these rectangles and delete them. Change the rotation angle to -35 degrees and click twice on the Apply button. Let's say that this element is ready. In the original logo, there are more rays, but it's not that important. It depends on the value of the rotation angle when we make it smaller. More rectangles will fit round the yellow circle.